All right, man. Let's talk about the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers from obviously Green Bay. Let's talk about it. That subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And if you didn't know, the game is actually on Monday Night Football. It's the only national televised game this year versus the Packers. All right, the Packers last week is coming off huge loss to the New Orleans Saints, and let's just take a brief look at that game real quick. I'm not going to use ESPN because they be showing videos and stuff, so make sure everything is kosher real quick. We good. So let's take a look at that game real quick. And one thing about that game, the Saints didn't do too much of they didn't do too much of anything. Okay, I mean they just really had great balance. And you look, hold on, let me zoom in. Let me see it. Yeah, there we go. They lost 38-3, but you look at the Saints 148, and then they rushed for like what? Um, they rushed like 170 yards, right? But it was balanced. You know, you had Kamara carry for 20 yards. Most people say Kamara isn't a running back. 20 carries, excuse me. Then you got 11 from Tony Jones Jr., who they cut for Latavius Murray. So it's 31, 37, 39, right? So look, they had 21 pass attempts. So they ran the ball more than they threw it. But the question is going to be for the Saints is when they have to throw it, can Jameis not make the mistake and be efficient? But Rodgers didn't do much. But people forget that the Saints got like a top 5 defense. They might have the best defense in football. You look around, you say nobody in the NFL in North NFL NFC North can mess with them. AFC South maybe the Tampa Bay, but I think their defense better than Tampa. Nobody in the East, in the West. You probably look at nobody in the West. The way the Rams looked this past weekend, even though they only gave up 14 points, but they really should have gave like 30 plus points had the Bears executed. The Rams didn't. Their defense didn't look good. The 49ers didn't look good. You look the Pittsburgh Steelers defense probably is really good. You look the Browns defense, they pretty good. I mean that's Mahomes, but I really think Pittsburgh. And then you go down to the South in AFC South. Colts didn't look too good. Then you go down to the AFC East. Patriots they fried. The Bills defense they look pretty good even though they lost. And then you look at the AFC West. Um, Chargers, Raiders, Chiefs, and Brian. You look at the Broncos. That's the defense. So you talking about Broncos, uh, Pittsburgh, and New Orleans, and Tampa. Probably the 4 best defense. Tampa gave up a lot of yards yesterday, so I really think New Orleans got the best defense around. I know Marshawn Lattimore going to be missing a couple of weeks, but he signed a big deal. But honestly, he did a job on Devontae Adams. So that was their last little thing, man. So it could have been a product of it could have been a product of Aaron Rodgers missing the offseason. That's gonna be the excuse. So, most people think the medicine is or the remedy is going to be playing the Detroit Lions, right? And can y'all see this? Let me zoom in a little bit more. So you look, Adams, Marquez Scanley, Randall Cobb, Alan Lazar, Elton Jenkins. Don't know much about him. Balaga, move on. Lucas Patrick, don't know much about him. Josh Myers, pretty good. Royce Newman and Billy Turner. So, they got some new offensive linemen, right? I'm not sure if Lucas Myers is new or not, but let me see. So he been in Green Bay. Played some games. He been here for a while. Played one game last year. I think maybe that might have been an injury. So, but I do know Elton Jenkins playing left. He definitely knew because Balaga, I think, was a left tackle. Um, so it could be a product of Aaron Rodgers just not having the same line though. I guess Balaga got old, so yeah, you know, he played 16 games. He played one game last. Well, see, I'm looking at this year. He played 16 games last year. So I don't know. I don't know Elton Jenkins. I heard his name before, but Billy Turner, I believe he been here. I could be wrong. 8 years. I mean, he played 14. So yeah, he came from Denver not too long ago. So like I said before, it could be the defense offensive line. It's not as good as it once was. So I mean, Aaron Jones, I don't think he did much anything last week. Then you look at the defense. I mean, Kenny Clark, he's a stud. Kinsley, Kiki Clinzy would keep whatever damn Dean Marlowe. Preston is Darius Smith. People got another lick. I don't know anybody but Kenny Clark. I don't know him on the line, but then Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, pretty good. Kevin King, he trash. J. Alexander, I wanted the Lions to draft him a few years ago. He a beast. Hey, this is just not talent wise, man. It's just not a good team. Aaron Rodgers, when he play well, he elevates everybody. Really, the key is to them is taking away, stopping the run, and taking away Devontae Adams, and they're a pedestrian team. Just the honest truth. This roster is not that good. I know you remove anybody starting lineup, and obviously the roster may not be that quarterback. You may not remove any starting quarterback. It may not be, but the roster is just not that good in my opinion. I like the Smith brothers. They really make up for the defense, for the pressure that they get on the quarterback. But outside of the Smith brothers defensively, man, and Kenny Clark, they ain't that good. Excuse me, they're not that good. So that's just my opinion, bro. And Jair Alexander, excuse me. But other than that, they got three. They got one good stud on the line, two good studs on the second level, and then they got one good stud in the back end. This team ain't that great, but when Aaron Rodgers rolling, it seems to be one of the best teams that you would see in this era. So I mean, it is what it is. They really good. We know what the Lions bringing, but let's look at the injury report for them. Do we have an injury report for them? So you got limited Tyler Lancaster, defensive lineman, safety Vernon Scott did not practice. Probably more likely, if you don't practice tomorrow, Zadarius Smith did not practice. Back full practice, Marcel Lewis and Preston Smith. So hold on, my bad. We're looking at week 1. So that's on the injury report that we got right now. That's last week. So we ain't got an injury report yet for this weekend. So for the most part, that's it. Talking about the Packers, we play them every year. We play on Monday night. I think for the Packers to win, I think they got to take advantage of the Adams matchup versus Aurier or versus Elefantu or versus Parker, whoever it is, and I think that's going to be for them running the ball. We've seen that San Francisco had a lot of success running the ball versus us last year. I think for the Packers, running the ball and a lot of Adams, and honestly, defensively for them, I think they got to stop the Lions running game. I never really said that before, but former Packer Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, he should be healthier this week. So I think they really got to stop. Those two guys, and if you're able to stop those two guys, I think honestly, man, I think then you can take away Jared Goff, but stopping the run and stopping the backs catching the ball at the backfield. Once you do that with Detroit, with Tyrell Williams possibly out, I think that's the key. So, but for the Lions, man, I'm not gonna spend too much on Green Bay. That's pretty much explanatory what Green Bay got to do. But for the Lions, man, when you look at this game, what it really boils down to for them is getting pressure on Aaron Rodgers, keeping Aaron Rodgers in the pocket, and I probably would double. Honestly, I probably would double Devontae Adams the whole game. Make Robert Tonyan beat you. Make Lazard beat you. If they one of those guys beat you, they beat you. But right now nobody would have thought Aaron Rodgers had 2 picks to Goff ones and Goff out through Goff out through Aaron Rodgers every statistical category, 338 yards, 3 TDs. I mean, you look at AJ Dillon, he's the leading rusher for Green Bay with 19 yards, but and Williams 54 yards, and the leading receiver TJ Hawkinson over Adams, but here injury report of it last week once again. Hold on, this is like last week. So you got Kuda out, Levi, Tyrell Williams, and Kevin Strong questionable, and then for them is Darnell Savage, Vernon Scott, and Ozzy DeGuara questionable. So I think all these guys pretty much end up playing. Obviously, Kuda he out. So And I think last week was deceiving. You go into Green Bay, you don't have to go in there when it's raining, or when it's snowing, or when the frozen tundra. I think it'd be a pretty good game. But um, so the if you look at right here, the Green Bay Packers have a 67% chance of winning that game to our 32. But I think the Lions got to stop Aaron Jones, stop AJ Dillon, take away Devontae Adams, and they got a chance on defense and get after the passer and contain Aaron Rodgers. It's as simple as that. And for that's it. And for the offense, they got to just go out there, line up, and run the ball. I don't want to see Jared Goff throwing 57 times. I like to see that number 17 closer to 20. And I like to see Williams and DeAndre Swift run 57 times. So I think the key offensively is to run Williams and DeAndre Swift, hit them in the short passing game. And I think you got to play Trinity Benson on the outside with Tyrell Williams, be healthy, and hopefully you can get some receivers beating some guys downfield. But really, it's going to be a lot of Hawkinson, a lot of running. Should be a lot of running with Williams and Swift, short pass and hitting Hawkinson inside and outside the hashes. And honestly, man, Khalif Raymond or my Ross St. Brown, the Cephas, they got to get downfield or Trinity Benson. But I think a lot of Trinity Benson this week. But to be honest, man, should be a good game. I got the Green Bay Packers winning this game. I'm gonna say 30-20. I like them winning by at least 10 points. I just think it was a bad week for them. I think this is the remedy for them. I think, um, honestly, for Detroit, I just don't think they're gonna be committed to running the ball like they not gonna commit to running the ball like they should have last week. Um, I think they don't have the receivers. I don't think they got the run defense. So I think I'm being modest by saying Green Bay gonna have 30 points. It may be another 40-point game, but the offense looked pretty good. But I think that was an anomaly more than a trend. But I don't know. I think San Francisco wasn't as good as we thought they was defensively with a few injuries. But this week is for Jared Goff to prove it, Anthony Lynn to prove it, and I just don't see Aaron Glenn being able to fix the lack of talent on the defensive line. I think even if you bring back Levi and Azorki, I think you get more pressure from him. And I think he help out Amari. Not Amari. I think he obviously help out Amari, but I think he helps out Romeo Court get sacks. My biggest issue is the second level. They just don't have the linebackers to cover the tight ends and cover the slots and cover the backs out the backfield. So I think you see a lot of Aaron Jones running the ball well. I think you see a lot of him catching the ball out the backfield. And I think you see a lot of Devontae Adams. I think you might see Randall Cobb do his thing too. So I just didn't feel comfortable last week with what I saw in the first 3 quarters from Detroit. I thought the fourth quarter was an anomaly, and I just didn't like the play calling for the most part from Anthony Lynn. In non-running situations, he was a guy who tried to trick how to outsmart himself and throw the ball. I'm thinking they run the ball and they control the time of possession. I think we got a great chance of winning the game come Monday. If they do what they did last week and start throwing it around when they don't have to throw it around, when they run it successfully, I just think we're going to see us get the smackdown a lot later on Rudy Poo, but I think it's Green Bay. And that's just my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. But I wasn't encouraged like most people was last week with Detroit and a cardiac cack fourth quarter comeback. I've seen that many times before with Matthew Stafford. And sometimes Stafford didn't complete the comeback. Sometimes he did. So Jared Goff got to prove that he can complete a comeback. But other than that, man, I appreciate y'all for coming in. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Want to make a donation? Best way to donate: thumbs up, share the subscribe to the channel. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you got a business question, inquiry, sponsor, video request, all my information in the description. Appreciate the love and support. One time for the one time. Motor City Sports Talk. Check the Lions prediction video. Hopefully I can squeeze in the live today or early in the morning tomorrow. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.